every now and then, and sometimes not every now and then, we come across or run across or become familiar with organizations that are very, very involved in the community and that are making a significant impact. We're very, very fortunate in Central Georgia to have such an organization with a proven record and a whole lot of programs and activities that are making a difference in the community. And that organization is 100 Black Men of Central Georgia. So I'm happy today to have the president and my friend and my frat of 100 Black Men in the person of Mr. Ruddell Richardson. A lot of folks call him Ruddell, but I call him Ruddell Richardson, CPA, who's the president of the 100. I think it's commonly known as the 100.
The 100.
The 100.
Exactly.
I've heard a lot of people refer to it as the 100. And so we're just going to have maybe like a fireside chat about all of the program, many of the programs and activities and the history, etc., of the 100. But first we're going to begin with Mr. Richardson telling us a little bit about himself.
Okay, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here.
Glad to have you, man.
I'm not typically that good about talking about myself, but we can start there.
You want to tell people just Google you? Huh?
Well, it might help. But I'm Ruddell Richardson. I'm a native of Hancock County. I've been a resident of Macon for approximately 25 years. And I have one lovely wife, who is Dr. Cornell Peters, one daughter, and two grandchildren.
Okay.
Been living here in Macon now for about 25 years.
Yeah.
And this is where actually I moved my business from Forest Park into Macon back in 1993. And I've been here ever since.
Yeah. How'd you get into accounting?
Well, I got into accounting because I've always enjoyed working with numbers. I was pretty good in math, even during my earlier years. And I enjoy numbers. And I decided that, well, since I enjoy numbers and I was told that accountants make a lot of money, which is not necessarily the case.
That true?
So I thought I'd give it a shot anyway.
Yeah.
But I enjoy my career. Yes,
outstanding. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
I'm your host, Alex Habersham, and as I said, I'm more than a little happy to be interviewing Ruddell Richardson, CPA of 100 Black Men, the president. So let's talk a little bit about the 100. Let's go way back.
Okay.
And talk about not only locally, but just kind of how it started.
Okay. Well, the 100 Black Men is a national as well as an international organization. It actually began back in 1963 with a group of gentlemen that was concerned about improving their community and the conditions in their community. And a couple of those individuals were, one would be David Dinkins, who was the former mayor of New York City,
right,
as well as baseball great Jackie Robinson.
Wow.
In addition to two or three other individuals, they actually started it back in 1963. And it was actually incorporated back in 1986. It is now housed in Atlanta on Auburn Avenue.
Corporate
That's where
office.
the world headquarters is.
Oh, wow.
In Atlanta. And there are so many different programs that the 100 host, but the cornerstone of the 100, meaning the national as well as all the chapters that are affiliated, is mentoring. And also get involved in leadership development, education, and economic development as well. Just to drill down a little bit further, down to the local chapter, we are 100 Black Men of Macon, Middle Georgia, and we have been in existence for 21 years, actually.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Incorporated back in 1995.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, I know that you all have started several initiatives throughout the community, and I specifically remember the program, and I know that's been a while ago, and you all come up with some bold initiatives. You don't just try little stuff. the program with the elementary school on Anthony Road, that's been a while ago. I think you all started out with sixth graders. How did that go?
Well, by our standards, I think it went real well. It was Ingram High. The
Right.
class was adopted back in either 96 or 97, and it was a fifth grade class, actually.
Right.
And the goal of that was to see this class through high school and to fund their post-secondary education.
Right.
And fortunately, there were approximately 20 to 21 of those students that actually went on to post-secondary
Wow.
education. And we kept to our promise. We funded it. But of course, we didn't do it just alone. We do have partners in the community that also work with us.
Right.
But we consider that to be a big success. And that has been one of our larger initiatives.
Yeah. Talk a little bit, if you would. As you know, I'm one of the founders of Adopt a Role Model.
Right.
And I recognize, realize, and appreciate the power of mentoring. So talk a little bit about how and why that's important.
Well, as you say, you've been affiliated with Adopt a Role Model for many years, and it is such a need out there for particularly young African-American males. Oftentimes they don't have the kind of guidance that they need in their households. So that's where we come in. We try to fit in and give them guidance, advice in terms of how to be and grow to be a man and to also be productive in the community. And one of the reasons why we do this is not only to help them, but for them, once they reach a point in their lives, they can reach back and help others as well, because unfortunately we feel as though it's always going to be a need out there for mentoring.
And although mentoring is your main focus and primary approach to helping the community, I mean, there are other kinds of activities, but before we talk about them, how does that process work? I know that there are more people in need of mentoring, particularly African American males, than there are programs or resources. But how does it work? How does one qualify, to be a mentee, and how can the community help? And I'm going to ask you a lot of questions all in one.
Okay.
And how can one become affiliated? But let's talk about what the process is for some person out there who would be potentially a good mentee.
Okay. Well, for us, most of our mentoring is done in group settings. For instance, there's a program that we have that's been in existence for over 15 years, and that's called Step Forward. And what Step Forward is a program where we work in conjunction with the Department of Juvenile Justice for those individuals, usually young men, that perhaps have committed some type of offense. And the goal there is to counsel them, to mentor them, so that they won't return back into the system. So that's one of them. And like I said, that particular program has been in existence for many, many years. And I have to give my props to Keith Holmes, who has been the chairperson of that particular program.
And it's still going on?
It is still going on. We meet with them once a month on Saturday mornings.
Through the Department of Juvenile Justice?
Yes. That it works in conjunction with the Department of Juvenile Justice.
Okay.
Right. And that's where the meeting is on Riverside Drive.
Oh, okay. And other programs associated with mentoring?
Well, there's another program that we have that's called Troop 100. This is an initiative that started within the last year or so. And those individuals, we actually work in conjunction with the Mentors Project with them. And they are actually selected through the Mentors Project. And what we do there is we teach them and we guide them through life skills so that they can grow up to be productive young men as well. And we also have what's called Career Fest. I'm sure you've heard about that.
Yeah.
And Career Fest has been in existence for roughly 20 years. And what that is we invite employers from Middle Georgia area, as well as recruiters from colleges and universities throughout the United States. It's usually a 2-day event. They come in, and we used to have it at the Centroplex, but they come in, and we invite high schools from the different localities, like Bibb, of course, Houston. We have students that come in even from as far as Warren County, Greene County, and what that does is provides a forum for them to have face-to-face contact with employers.
Now, not only employers, but also colleges?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Colleges such as Mercer, we've had representatives from Harvard, Notre Dame there as well, and also many others, Georgia College and State University, Middle Georgia State University. Right. So it's a variety, and it's usually from anywhere from 60 to 80 participants there.
And we've got the mayor of Fort Valley in the audience today, so I guess we better also include Fort Valley State.
Absolutely. Fort Valley has been there every year.
Outstanding.
That we've had it. And ironically, in terms of dollars investment, just in that program alone, Career Fest, we have invested over $500,000 over the course of the years.
Wow.
In that particular program alone.
Wow.
And the Project Reach that I was referring to, where we adopted the 5th grade class from Ingham Pie, we have invested over $380,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's outstanding. Well, when you say we have invested, talk about the basic profile of 100. What does it take to be a part of 100? The 100. I've got several friends, of course, who are part of it. And I mean, are the memberships still open? What are the requirements?
Well, we're always looking for good men. Basically, with the 100, we're kind of unique in the sense that we have a lot of different people from many different walks of life in our organization. We have the Qs, we have the Kappas, we have the Alphas, and we might even have a Sigma in there. I'm not sure. I think we have
well, the Sigma's going to get you. They're going to get you.
But we have a variety of professional individuals that's in that organization. And basically the requirement is we want you to be a person of good character and a person that wants to come to the organization, not to get anything from the organization per se, but to contribute to the organization.
Now, does one have to be a college graduate?
No, you don't have to be a college graduate. Yeah. The only thing that we ask is because we deal with a lot of youth that you have to pass a background check.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. So, y'all even sponsor a golf tournament, don't you?
We do. We sponsor a golf tournament every year. That's one of our primary fundraisers. And this year, our golf tournament is going to be at the Brickyard, where it usually is, and it's going to be October 5th. So if you're a golfer or you just want to come hang out, please come and join us.
Now, what about Career Fest? Have you already had it for 17?
We have not. Career Fest comes up on the 26th and 27th of October. Yeah. In previous years, we've had it at the Centroplex, but for scheduling reasons, we're not going to be able to do it there, so we will have it at the Anderson Conference Center.
Yeah,
on the 26th and 27th.
That could be very, very accommodating. Well, so other than, the program at the Juvenile Justice Center and the Mentors Project, is there anything else going on right now that the community needs to know about?
Absolutely. This year...
You thought I'd never ask.
I thought you'd never ask. This year, for the very first time, we established an award. And that award is called the Sam Hart Senior Community Impact Award. And, of course, Sam Hart was one of the founders of the 100. But also, more importantly, and just as important, he has been a very good, excellent contributor to the whole Middle Georgia community in the various capacities that he has served. So we thought it would be fitting to name this particular award after Mr. Sam Hart. And since this is the very first year, we have a recipient of that award. And this is a person that really helped us when we initially started, particularly with the adoption of the 5th grade class in terms of the funding, Ms. Juanita Jordan of the Peyton Anderson Foundation. And the very first banquet is going to be held tomorrow, which is June 8th at 6:30 at the President's Dining Hall.
At Mercer?
At Mercer University.
Wow. Yes. Well, I want to extend my congratulations to Ms. Jordan, who in fact was the executive director of the Peyton Anderson Foundation, which has played a major role in the success of not only the 100 but the entire community.
Absolutely.
Okay, now what about other organizations and individuals and churches and things of that nature? Is there a need is there a way for other organizations or individuals to support the 100? I mean, are you just full of rich guys who just dig deep and keep everything, like you, what I'm saying?
No, I'm not okay. Well, first of all, the 100 is a tax-exempt organization. It's a 501c3. And basically what that means is that the contributions that are given to the organization are tax deductible. I thought I'd throw that in. And we get contributions from various organizations, particularly here in the Middle Georgia area. I won't go into detail as to who those organizations are because I probably missed some.
Yeah.
I don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
But yeah, we do receive a lot of donations, and we also give contributions as well. Some of our contributions go to Crime Stoppers. We donate to them every year. Real Impact. Every year, also, we donate to our most recent donation was to Riley Elementary School, which we received an award from them just last week. Outstanding.
So the 100 is very, very active, and you have different members of the organization who head up certain committees to kind of make sure that you delve into the areas that you want to impact.
Absolutely. As I mentioned before, Step Forward is headed up by Keith Holmes. He's headed it up since its inception.
Right.
Also Career Fest, who is headed up by whom I call the education czar, Renee Neville. He has that up. And Troop 100, that's headed up by Joe Lawson in conjunction with Renee Neville. Yeah,
well, you all have certainly been very, very busy and have made an impact in the community. Now, can a person individually make a donation if they were so desirous?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of our programs, I also want to mention that the committee that established and is hosting the banquet for the Sam Hart Senior Community Impact Award is Virgil Adams. He's head of that committee.
Okay.
But yes, we do receive donations from individuals as well. And there are various ways you can do it. You can send us a check in the mail, or you can go to our website and donate there as well.
Well, let's give the website. They just go type in 100 Black Men of Middle Georgia.
Macon, Middle Georgia.
Or Macon, Middle Georgia, and that website will come up.
Right.
I noticed that, and I don't know whether it's permanently or not, but I noticed that you had the golf tournament named after, is it still the Jimmy Samuel Golf Tournament?
Absolutely.
Talk a little bit about Mr. Samuel and why it's named that.
Well, it's named that because Jimmy was involved with the 100 from its very early days. And Jimmy has always been a real supporter of the 100, even all the way up to the point of his passing. I mean, that's very same month of his passing. I remember, because I was the treasurer at the time, I received his dues, and I just thought that was just remarkable. He has always been an advocate of the programs that we established as the 100, and he's always been a participant. He attended most of the meetings when he was healthy, and he's also a past president of the 100 as well. So we thought it was just fitting that we recognize him on a more permanent basis, and that's why we named the Music City Golf Classic after him. It's the Jim and Sammy Music City Golf Classic.
Well, let me ask you this. What if an organization or a group wanted, somebody to just come, like what you're doing with me now, and talk to them about the 100 or want to utilize the 100 as an informational resource, or just learn more information to see if in a way that could be the possibility of any partnerships? Would that be possible? I mean, can they reach out to you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they can reach out to us at any point in time. They can call me personally at my office at 742-1900, area code 478. And we oftentimes are looking for ways to partner with different organizations, because we feel as though
it takes a village.
It takes a village, exactly. And
ain't no two ways about that.
There are some things out there that we're interested in that some other organization may be already doing. So there's no point in reinventing the wheel when you have a template already out there, or someone already that's working in that particular area.
Well, to make sure that the community is reminded, we just said the website, and we gave you a number, and I know that you've got an office over on Broadway. I don't know whether it's manned steadily or not, but I know there is a physical location. But let's make sure that people are reminded of the upcoming events that the 100 has going on. So would you kind of go back over them career fest? And
yes, starting with the golf tournament, the Jim and Samuel Music City Golf Tournament. That is coming up on October 5th. I believe that's a Thursday. And again, it's going to be at the Brickyard. And our next event is going to be, let's start back with our banquet that's coming up on tomorrow, which is June 8th. Again, that's at Mercer University at the President's Dining Room. Also, after that...
Honoring Miss
Juanita Jordan, exactly. And also Mr. Sam Hart, because it's named after him.
That's correct.
Absolutely. And after the Music City Golf Tournament, we also have the Career Fest that's coming up in October as well, which is the 26th and 27th of October. And that's always a big event for us. And I would like to give a shout out to Bibb County, because they've been very supportive of us when it comes to our Career Fest. Because without their participation, we couldn't pull it off, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's an event where roughly anywhere from 3,500 to 4,000 students come through during that 2-day period of time.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's impactful. Well, as a lifelong citizen of Macon-Bibb, and as a person who has always been interested in programs and development of the community, particularly young people, and as an ex-teacher, I want to really give the 100 a real shout out and an expression of appreciation for all that you do. And I want to encourage the community to the extent possible to go ahead and support the 100, because like we both said a few minutes ago, it takes a village. And if we all pull together and come together and we got a responsibility to our young people too. I think a lot of people kind of don't realize that not just your child, you got a responsibility to the entire community, because a rising tide raises the whole ship.
Absolutely.
And as these kids do better, then you know, because I'm not going to one, but some of them old folk might need somebody to come visit them in the nursing home. So it's important that we support, encourage, and educate our youth. And, of course, the 100 is doing that in a significant manner. So I just want to thank you and congratulate you on behalf of all of the other members that you represent on an outstanding job. Again, if you want to know more about the 100, you can go to the website, which is
www.100blackmen of Macon, Georgia.
You can
it might be easy just to Google.
Yeah, 100 Black Men of Macon, Georgia. And the phone number that they can, if they want to get in touch with somebody.
You can call me at 478-742-1900.
This is a call to action.
A call to action.
I'm your host, Alex Habersham, having interviewed Mr. Ruddell Richardson, who is the president of the 100 Black Men of Macon, Georgia, and have kind of just revisited all of the great things that have gone on and that will go on as it relates to the 100, and then wanted to make a public expression of appreciation to the 100 for all that you do. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
I'm your host, Alex Habersham. Have a great day.
Thank you.